Major Music.
Win or lose, let's have my soul for respect. What you see every day, exactly what you gon' get.
Welcome y'all to another edition of the Major Music Lounge podcast, joined by DJ and producer, Mr. Quickness. What's good, man?
Man, salute to you, man, Mr. Dee Dot, man. Man, long time coming, huh, bro?
Long time coming, man. I remember, man, I think we actually, might have been talking about this while we were kind of working together, but we also reconnected November, I think, maybe right before the holiday we were supposed to do it. But we finally got it in, man. So, glad to have you on the show, man.
Man, I'm glad to be here, man. I'm like I said, man, you keep doing what you're doing, man. It's ironic, like you said, working together and it took really, I guess, me not necessarily leaving the job, but just I know I watched you, you know what I'm saying? Especially go back and look at some of your old stuff, but I watched you at work and I kind of know your work ethic and the solid. Remember I told you back then, like, man, you got a passion. Why are you not doing this, man? Get back to it, so inspiring and motivating each other, man. So now I see you getting back to it, got me motivated to get back to it, really, man.
And I appreciate that, man. It's kind of similar. Like, I know I look at your posts too sometimes and I see you going gig after gig after gig. And I'm like, sometimes it'd be like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And that's just it. That's just it. DJing just kind of took over at some point. It just kind of just took over. You're gonna go where your money's at. You know what I'm saying? So I'm making money DJing, so I do. But producing is what I love. I was in the band. I'm a band geek, really, man. A lot of people don't know that's my passion. Music, I love it. So back to it. And I never stopped making tracks. I just don't make them as much as I should.
Yeah, man. So, talk a little bit about that. You talk about you in a band. Like, was that a performance band or you talking about like marching band? Or both? Both. Okay, all right. Both. I was in a, band as well, high school, brass player. That's really kind of where my passion for music started, playing the trumpet, French horn, then baritone. And then that was like mid to late 90s. And, around that time, it's when a lot of West Coast hip hop was popping. So I used to listen to a lot of Dr. Dre, and that's kind of what led me into getting into production, man. So, I could kind of relate to you on that. So how was that experience getting you or propelling you to become a DJ and a producer?
Man, I'm turning 53 this year. So, man, you talking about 1985, I was like 15. Let's go back 82. You starting with the message, and when scratching first came out, I'm like, this is crazy. So I started out DJing in probably junior high school, at least playing around, experimenting with records and scratching it. By the time high school came around, I've collected records now. So I got a crates, but then I ran to my partner, Shock and Sean, and we started DJing together, high school parties, after the football games, and same thing, Dr. Dre's around, production is getting big. Now, granted, I done produced probably before then, but it's bigger. And at that time, like, yeah, this producing thing. So I got into producing and, at some point, DJing just kind of fizzled out and, the streets was taking over and, DJing just was second nature, and producing I was able to just sit in the studio and smoke and, do whatever I wanted to do and just hang out. And yeah, so it's kind of, music is a different vibe, it's just a different vibe. Yeah. So that launched a production career, man. So that birthed that, I started with DJing as a DJ for the D Crew, actually Shy K Mac, Eddie Mac, RTD and Ski. I was a DJ for them. You know how I started. I was, back when I was a DJ for them, and then, after a while, Shy DJ Snake, he produced the first album. Nemesis DJ Snake produced the first album. Ron C. We all hung out together. We all in the studio together. But I know I needed to get on my own and stand on my own, watching Snake produce. I was producing back then and doing things. Shout out to my boy Quint Black, I'm these are my people, just every day. We hung out. Quint went out and got with Too Short, and it was like, boy, this is the guy I'm like sitting at his house after school playing on his drum machine before I had my own drum machine. We go way, way back. If me as Quick, if you pull up and say who is Quick, he'd be like, well, who is that? He know me as Larry, That's how when we go back. He don't, knew me before then. So yeah, it's a history behind, getting into the music at a scene when Dallas was really doing a lot, and just it was nostalgic, man. So music just brings that back to you, man. So now I like the young shit, I ain't gonna lie, it's all right. It's ain't everybody didn't rock Kwame and the polka dots, but we had it though,
Yeah.
it was part of the scene, yeah.
Man, and you mentioned being here in Dallas, and one of the things, like, I'm not originally from here, but when I got here in '04, and started to connect like with the local music scene, I never realized, Dallas had a rich history of hip hop at that time. Like the DOC, for example. I didn't know until I actually met him, what, 5, 6 years ago at a music producer camp. And after talking, and it's kind of well known that him and Erica Badu had a relationship around that time, but like um I didn't know that he was originally from out here, and also Mr. Pookie, Mr. Lucci, Big Tuck, Tum Tum. So, Dallas has a rich history of hip hop. And yeah, I think it's very similar almost to Houston. What was that like kind of growing up in that scene?
Oh, man, just because I was in the middle of it all, people I was like, I'm just a real humble dude. You can work with me. I'm just a real humble dude, man. It's not a, I don't deal with accolades. I do music because I love to do music. Being around these guys, I mean, come on, DOC. I've been in the studio with these cats. DOC's producer, Erotic D. If you know Erotic D, he actually had a studio. We had a studio in the same building. Like our studio was down the hall. Erotic D, he's a cool cat. He's dealing with everybody. He's coming back from death row. He's giving me Suge stories, and what, like Snoop and Corrupt and Dash, these boys would be in this boy studio all the time. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like they would just come down when they're in the city. They had a Roddy D studio down the hall from me doing, I heard G Funk bumping all night long, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
freestyling and, and doing whatever. MC Breed and been through there. I mean, so I've always, been in the mix of all of these cats all the time, just playing the background, man. I after a while, after the D crew kind of fell out because we were suspected to be the next big thing like Ron C was, so because we were backed by Snake, that era and drugs kind of played a big role in, our leading MC kind of, taking a fall to, the streets, and it just kind of fiddled everything away. So I picked it up. Our CEO K Mac, he got locked up, so I picked it up along with Lil Red, and Lil Red bleeded me and kind of backed me a little bit, and stepped in where K Mac, left off, and we just kind of picked it up, and I started my own production company, and that's where Tight Eye Productions came from. And I took the rest of the dudes, and we was always about Tight Eye Production, and formed a little group called the Doobies, and we were just like the Doobie Brothers, and that was like our little thing, you know what I'm saying? And we just, hey man, and to this day, like literally, I could pull on my phone. Some guy from France hit me the other day. It's these boys is trying to get our music over there overseas, like right now. Like, and I tell cats, like, you don't never know when your music is gonna do something, when it's doing, what I mean? And they're just hounding me, like, man, can you please? I'm like, I don't have any more copies, and they want just like the old original copies, I was like, nah, I got the masters, and I can go press up some copies, and like, and some people want to negotiate that, but it's just one of those things, man. I'm just always overwhelmed. And, I'm just on Instagram one day and somebody tags me and like, well, I'm like, wait a minute. Hey man, that's me. He's like, yeah, this was music was back in the day, was this and that. And I'm like, wow, wow, wow. I'm like, man, where you from? He's like, I'm in France, or where I'm in, Czechoslovakia. Where I'm like, wow, okay, that's cool, man. Like, well, that's me. I produced that. And he always ask me, hey, man, you ain't got no more copies. It's just big over there. The music is just big, I guess, and it's a lot of collectors, honestly, on the cool.
Yeah, man.
Big B, because after the the Doobie Brothers kind of filled out, I met into an artist named Big B, which is kind of, he and I still work together. He's like, like my top dog. So when I ran to him, we did an album, and a guy from China, Japan, called us a few years back and wanted some copies. And we had the master, but we didn't have an original. He wound up letting us repress some and send it some. I mean, it's just crazy. Had to have a translator on the phone talking at 2:00 in the morning because time difference. It just weird, but it's nostalgic to just be like, wow. And honestly, D is just like, we really never promoted and did a whole lot like we really should have and could have been in a lot of better places than we could have been, you know. And that's always, you know, you're humble, but you know you deserve more sometimes. And like now it's like, yeah, I better get some of these flowers while I'm still alive. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Y'all, so y'all only had that project only just physical copies?
Yeah, because that was just cassettes and CDs. This is back when it was cassettes.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Literally, like literally, the guy from France hit me up and took a picture of one of the cassettes. He's like, "Does this look original?" And he's like, "I was like, yeah, it looks original." Yeah. He was like, "Oh man, I missed the opportunity. The guy was trying to sell it to me. I didn't know it was original because I took a couple days to get back with him or something, and I didn't see his message." And he was like, "Oh man, I had an opportunity to buy it. I should have bought it and this and that." And I was like, "Are you serious?" I mean, and this was just a single now. We never even put the album out. He's been like, "Man," I was like, "I've got the album that we worked on the masters." And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, it's deep." I just hadn't even that. I hadn't delved in to put that project together to even get this guy something, because it's old, and a lot of it was on 2-inch reels back then. And
Yeah,
I mean, that you just talking about how yeah, it's on 2-inch reels and not ADATs or anything like that. I mean, I was recording like that way back then, so
they don't know about that now.
yeah.
Man, everything just so, I mean, simple now. Yeah, like towards the late 90s, early 2000s, that's when the whole tape went to digital.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people started producing on computers, and then you have iPads and everything else. What was your first, whether it's piece of hardware or synthesizer, like what was the first thing that you used?
Probably the original 808. I'm gonna
The
say that.
Roland.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say the original 808. I used it, but I didn't own it. Me and Shock and Sean bought a 909 from a guy. It's a white guy selling out in Richardson. We from South Dallas. We find it online in the newspaper. I think we found it in the newspaper. You ain't have internet one big back then. We found it in the newspaper, like, man, guys trying to sell it. So we go and we buy this 909. Quentin had one. Quentin Black already had one. So we already knew what it was. We used to go by his house and play one. So now we got us one. And that was the first machine that we literally just got in and got delved down. And it was something. If you never worked on an 808 or a 909, it was that step sequencer type of programming. It's crazy, but that's what we did. And you turn your knobs and to even think of how we got the sequences of the tracks to that and then to tape, and it's crazy though to think of what we do now though. Like you said, with iPads and computers, and it's just weird, man. But I love it. Took me a minute to embrace it though.
What do you currently use?
Man, I just got the the MPC Live 2, man.
Okay.
I just got it. Not even a week ago. Only just done a few. Yeah, man. Yes. So I think this is gonna be the launch for the new channel. So when I start dropping videos, I'm gonna need to delve into working on this joint, man. I love it. The portability. When I got it, I was like, oh, wait a minute. The plug accidentally came out. And I was like, oh. And I was like, oh, I forgot this thing got a battery on it. Are you serious? Oh man, love it.
Man, I want to jump into the live too. I love my MPC one though. I can't complain with the MPC one. There are some guys that bought like portable batteries that kind of make it portable, so I may look into that. Because
that's an option.
Yeah, a lot of similarities. You say you just got it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember before you were telling me, I don't know if you were saying you used MPC one or
I got the touch.
Touch, okay.
Yeah, I still got the touch. I'll probably pass it down to one of my other producers or something. Because the touch doesn't work with the new M1, so the screen doesn't work.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, man, I can't do this. This is defeating the purpose. I can't use the touch screen. So, but if I plug it up to my Intel based Mac, it works.
Man. Yeah, the touch. I know one other guy used the touch. Actually, no, two people used the touch, and I thought about going that route. But the reason I got into the MPC one was I originally used the 2000 XL, like maybe that was longer than 10 years ago. That was probably like 14, 15 years ago. And I just saw the MPC one, and I was like, I've been thinking about getting back into just producing in hardware. I still use, you know, the computer and the iPad sometimes, but it's not like just having that standalone device to work inside the box. And then I mix everything in Logic pretty much. So.
Cool. Now, uh, I see you working on iPad a lot. How, I mean, and I ain't gotten into that, so for producers like me that decide, and we talk about this all the time, is the iPad a good valuable tool with the Beatmaker 3 to really get some good tracks in? Because I mean I see you banging out, and I'm like, maybe it's something I'm not doing or whatever.
Yeah, I would say Beatmaker 3 for me is up there with the MPC and Machine. The sampler in Beatmaker 3 kind of reminds me of you know, how you would sample either in Machine or the MPC, and the way you can kind of set up your libraries and just import different sound packs. And then it uses that whole AUV format for other synths and other plugins. So to me, that's probably the closest thing that I found. I would say Beatmaker 3. Something else a lot of people like is the Koala sampler. And then a lot of people also like Cubases. Now, Cubases, I would say, if you're looking to record full tracks, you want to make beats, you want to do it all, I would say Cubases is probably the best one to go with. It's $49, but you can do everything that you could do in Beatmaker plus do vocals. Beatmaker solely for production. But I think, you know, for like, you know, when we would work together, I'd bring the iPad, man, and I could bang out something in Beatmaker 3 in like 10 minutes, man. And you know, we got us something right there. So that's why I like it. Just for, it's kind of like almost like having a sketch pad with you. And once you have that idea, you could just lay that idea down and finish it up. But then, I mean, even beyond that, there's been tracks on my previous albums that I made in Beatmaker 3. Even like I did one when Beatmaker 2 was kind of the thing. I made a track in there that I released on one of my albums. So yeah, you can do a lot on there. In fact, Freddie Gibbs had Bandana, that album that came out, I want to say 3-4 years ago, maybe. But Madlib produced that whole album inside of Beatmaker 3.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so it's doable, and it's all about, like that post-production, after, that Logic, taking it into Logic and giving you a little beefing it up. But yeah, I'm definitely into the digital age. I got, when I got locked up for a little minute, when I came home, my partner kept telling me about Reason and this and that, I was like, man, I bought me, but I got the 2000 XL at that time. I don't think I think I just got the 2000, and I got a Triton, like XL or LE or something like that, you know what I'm saying, just to have me some keys. And that was my, it was my setup, like you said. But as I found a way to MIDI Reason as a sound module one day, and that changed the game. So now my computer was my sound module, and my MPC was just my sequencer, because the sequence in the MPC is just undeniable. So I began to do that, and I would have to say the track on there, load the program on the MPC, then load my beat up on the inside of Reason. This was like when Reason 5 was probably out back then, but yeah, and then I was like, man, this Reason, I just got into that. So now I love it. That Reason is a plug-in too. So that's like my go-to plug-in when I'm in the MPC. I use a lot of Reason.
Yeah, Reason was actually, like, when we talking about software wise, that was the first program that I learned how to make beats in, way back in like 06.
Yeah.
And I actually started back with Reason last year. I started going back and using Reason. I don't use it as much as I use everything else, but every once in a while I'll be like, let me cook up in Reason. Just for that old feeling.
It's just a feeling. Yeah, that's what using the PC. And I got my partner, shout out Mixtape Minute. He always bless me when he gets me here. He can give me I got the machine light or whatever, the MK little mini machine or whatever.
The micro.
Yeah, the micro. Yeah, he blessed me with one of those, and I have not done one beat on that thing. I pulled up the software, and I don't know. I'm just so stuck to my MPC or whatever, that it's hard when I've done a few beats in Beatmaker 3 just because I play around with it. I ain't gonna say I've done one beat. I've picked it up and played with it. I haven't saved anything, but It's just an adjustment, but you're right. Use Nose and Fruity Loops and anything, it just gives me different vibes. So I kind of use a lot. I kind of use it out, but I'm an MPC head to the, I'm gonna bang it out on MPC. And
Yeah, man.
and I'm getting back to, I'm very, very creative, but sometimes I can take 15 minutes to make a beat. Sometimes I might take 15 hours to make a beat. It just depends on how deep I'm going in. I love the when like me and Big B and the artists that I deal with, the whole Tight Eye Mob, when the feel of being in the studio and being around artists and and other producers and all of us when we're in the room, you just can't take away from them. And wives, they we know they'll never understand. Like, y'all still like, yeah, you get home like, y'all recording, now we recording, y'all, that's 6 hours. Yeah, I know. We was vibing. Yeah, it's hard to explain. Just to be able to create, that puts you in a creative headspace that is not like being in the home in the bedroom. Now I have to zone everything out. And okay, give me a little space, just come in here and do my thing. And you have to have that, to be creative. Sometimes I'm just doing track to do track, but I love that what you do, like a beat a day, just getting like, yeah, you said for 15 minutes, 30 minutes to allocate that. That's the discipline that we have to have. I would tell, I'm always preaching to the choir when I meet artists. I'm like, man, look, if you doing recording a song a month, you're not gonna make it. And I said, I'm telling you the same thing. If I produce a song track, but guess what? I DJ though. So I'm getting some money out this music game. You know what I'm saying? So producing is just a side hustle, and I still sell tracks, and I, do commercials and voiceovers. I mean, I do other stuff that's produces outside. There's other lanes in producing outside of, recording albums, for artists. Whether it's leasing out my tracks for websites, and which I've done that, leasing out my tracks for jingles for politicians to use. I've done a lot of stuff. I've been on a couple movie soundtracks. Back in the day, it's just, it's been a crazy wild ride, man.
Yeah.
I ain't it.
And you're right, man. It's like, 'cause I know a lot of cats. I say this on quite a few shows, but I know a lot of artists and producers that very talented people, man, but they don't have the work ethic. One album every 2-3 years. You can't do that in today's music climate. And there are so many opportunities. Like you mentioned film and television. I got some stuff in gaming. That I still get royalties from. Like I got a big check a couple of months ago from music that I got placed 2-3 years ago, and I go back and I check those statements, and you talked about it as well earlier about like that whole international audience, and you getting plays from like Russia, you getting plays from the UK, from Australia, and not even talking about what you're getting here domestically. And that could lead to other opportunities, like you mentioned, people tracking you down online, maybe with some music that you came out with years ago as well. Or in my case, like there's people that find some of my old content, and they'll come and talk to me about doing stuff with them over content I did 3 years ago as well. So I mean, you can't really sleep on yourself. I always say a lot of times your tracks won't do you any justice by staying on your computer. And then even just locally, you get out there, you get yourself out there, you probably got a gig tonight.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you get but you always got you're out there networking. Now I don't go out and do my performances as much as I used to. I kind of pick and choose a little bit more strategic now, because it's a little different than when I used to move around with a clique.
yeah.
Moving around solo now.
You got it.
I go in there. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I go in there, I might network for a little bit, take the stage, and then I'm out, man. I'm out. And I've last year I kind of started getting back out and when you talk about post-pandemic, but that's something I'm gonna continue to do. I used to go to a lot of like music conferences and stuff like that as well. So I'm gonna start getting back out there in that regard. But yeah, man, you definitely can't sleep on yourself.
Nah, definitely. Yeah. And to piggyback on what you're saying, I just happen to be just, I'm a introvert, but I'm just having my time. I'm an introvert, extrovert. I love being out, and I go out because I have to be. Sometimes I don't want to go out, but you have to, and I go to events, tell my wife all the time, like, I'm going to this event. I really don't want to go, but if I want people to come to my events, I have to go to their events. I have to show up. I have to go out and shake some hands and make myself relevant. Like, hey man, I appreciate you coming. Man, I just told you I'm gonna come through and mess with you. Like you said, if it's just for a few minutes, and I'm not DJing. I'm just, like people just You know, they want, you know, you're invited, you know, you're invited in a lot of time, whether it's VIP for me or just, hey, just show up. You know, I don't mind supporting and paying, you know, paying a ticket to come see you or whatever. Just, you know, if I have time, I always want to say, well, you know, I DJ on the weekend, it's hard. So, you know, you got to tell me months in advance. If you really want me to be at something, yes, I can put it on my calendar and I won't book nothing around it now unless it's some really, really good money, you know, attached to it, you know, but I'm always making effort. I always make an effort to, network or deal with people that deal with you. Always do that. The follow up, I learned a long time ago in business is big. I always tell people when I DJ for them, and I, you know, like I'm bad about it. Well, I'm not bad about it. When I deal with people, I don't call back. Like if you book me now for next year, ain't no need to call me unless somebody call you and tell you I done died. You don't need. I'll see you that date. That's on the
Yeah,
calendar.
it's good
It's about
business.
business. Yeah, yeah. We don't have, and people who dealt with me know that. You know, like, all right, you know, you don't have to call me and say I see you Saturday. You'll call me the Saturday of, and you booked me 6 months ago. And I get it. Some people don't get it. I tell people when you book me once, you won't book nobody else. Not the two on horn. I don't, you know, I don't like to be late. You know what I mean? I'm very adamant about repeat business, and because I don't advertise. Now you'll probably see me getting out of trying to advertise a little bit because now I understand business a little more and how to get off the corporate job and to support myself. I have to advertise or promote myself more to get more business in, and that's part of the business. You know, even with DJing, like you don't see me really promoting and book me for your next party. I may post the events I'm at, but I don't advertise as to like come hire me. But I'm always for hire, you know. I mean, for sure.
And do you make like a lot of your own graphics too? Because I see like when you be posting, you got those graphics, you know, the location and the event. Do you do that too?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, all right.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
I'm Photoshop. You know, I do a lot of stuff. I'm playing around with Canva now a little bit, just it makes it a little easier. I can just be on my phone and tweak something. You know, of course, I got the iPad Procreate. You know, just doing. Oh yeah, you know, as much as you can do, I tell people do for yourself. The thing of it is that I don't like to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, but you got to do it, you know. And I'm,
yeah.
I'm I'm learning that. I got a really really big gig from a young lady. Shout out to my homegirl Tam Cam. She's a photographer, and she she interviewed me a couple years. She adamantly made me decide last year I was supposed to start my YouTube channel and get it going. So I'm a year behind now. Now I'm sitting down with you saying, for this is it for sure, for sure. I'm going to put this in motion. But now I'm ready though because I've got all my stuff set up anyway. But now she got me a gig and I didn't have like a little video montage of anything put together. She's like, well, he wants to see a video of you DJing. You know, she showed me like a little demo of, you know, DJ. I was like, okay, I'll put something together. And I did, you know. But then when I did, I was like, yeah, this is kind of cool. Yeah, I need these kind of things just a little bit more. So I've got to get in there, whether I do it, and I'll tell people, whatever you can't do, you got to pay somebody to do,
Yep.
you know. And yeah, that's just it. But you got to do it.
Yeah, it's that's pretty much how I came along. You know, I started making beats, then writing, and then after that, you know, after years and years learning the whole engineering side, and then after that, learn how to do my own covers, video editing, a little bit of promotion as well. So you got to, unless you got the capital to pay a team to do all that stuff for you. Because there are days, man, where I have all these videos on my phone, on my computer, or you know, wherever on my other camera, and I'm just like, man, I don't want to edit this shit today, man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
hey, it
exactly.
gotta get done.
Yeah. We don't want to go to work. We go. Yeah, I mean, but and that's what I'm saying. You do that for them, so you have to be that adamant about doing it for yourself. And that's even my thing. You know, even discipline, getting back to working out. You know, just you know, and it's hard to it. You know, you tell people like, man, just a lot of my time is just finna be taken up. Just period. You know, when I'm on vacation, when I vacate, I'm gonna vacate. But for right now, I'm gonna be in a work ethic mode that no one's gonna understand, and that's kind of really where I'm at for this year. No one's gonna understand. You know, they'd be like, he said it though. Yeah, he said it. My people will tell you. Usually, when Quick say something, he's gonna do something. He's gonna do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Rest,
And
rest, rest
that
your hat.
just that consistency gonna always, you know, it may take a little bit of time for some opposed to others, but being consistent, you're gonna get where you want to go. You know, somebody's gonna take notice, opportunities will come, but you know, everybody obviously can't be a millionaire, but everybody can eat. You know,
There you
everybody
go.
can make a good living and you know get some extra money off of something they created or you know being a DJ or whatever it is that they do, man.
I tell people about the music business. One thing, and this is take this to heart. Especially a lot of artists I meet, that's trying to get in. They, think like I'm like, man, I'm not Puffy, I'm not Dre, man. Like, if it was that big, what you calling me for? And I had a guy come up, man, this is the next big hit. And I'm like Dre, yeah, we know that's what everybody say. But I get that because I've, cats, I got a good reputation. I run with a lot of people. I know a lot of people. Oh, this is the next big man. I'm telling you, we put this $1 million right here. But what are you at? What you calling me for?
Yeah.
If this is a hit and you say you got $1 million with this hit, what are you calling me for? Go sell your car, go sell your house, and go make that $1 million on your own. You don't need me because you don't know. It's not that easy. It's always a toss up. So I tell people that, you cannot listen to me if you want to, but guess what? I'm like Cardi B. When you in the club, you just there to party. I get paid a fee. So when I leave, I got money in my pocket. You spent money at the bar. I probably got a tab and everything. But you have to understand. So you cannot listen to me if you want to, or you can listen to me, and then I'm a DJ too. So I'm right there, and I tell you, like, I know what people are gonna play, and whether I play all genres, you look at like you say, my posts, I'm everywhere, all over the place. So you can't miss me. I'm telling you what it's going to take you as an artist to befriend DJs and and get yourself in a position to win. And you'll be like me, you'll be making money because when you see that microphone you grabbing, that's mine. How much you pay to get on this show tonight? Yeah, I got some of that. Yeah, and I'll be real with them like that. Yeah, I got some of that. But that's how this game works. So you need to start understanding how the game works. So spending that money is not nothing. My goal is to tell you that why are you spending that money, and do you know why you're spending, and what benefits are you getting from it? You thinking, I'm just gonna go out and perform, and but performing with what on top of it? What's behind just performing? I mean, guys on Instagram, guys hit me up on inbox me on Instagram, like, man, hit me get on some shows. I send them a flyer. They charge like $50 to, it's open mic. I think they charge $25, $50. No, this guy first, he said, he asked me how much they paying, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Ain't got not a song out nowhere ever.
It's crazy, bro.
Yes, this is how people, this is how artists, and I'm like, this is how people are out here. Yeah, and then I meet some DJs the same way. I'm like, okay, yeah, this who y'all paying, or this who y'all? Yeah, it's a trip, man. But I was like, who that? Bro, you are not nobody. Nobody. You're gonna pay to get on this show. They charge. What do you mean? So that's how a lot of cats don't know the game. They just, they TikToking their way into the, like my niece said the other day, they TikTok rappers.
Man, shoot, they be on that shit though, man. Like, kind of like you were saying, I get for beats, like, oh man, let me get this beat, homie. Yeah, man, I'm gonna pay you back whenever we make it large, man. And I go and I look on their page. They take more selfies than they actually post music.
Yeah, like, come on, man. And you want me to give this to you? I just tell the cat, like, okay, man, so you want me to give you 10 beats. Let's just say I charge $500 a beat. So that's $5,000. And so how long do you think it's going to take for you to put this album out? Let's say a year. So now I got $5,000 that you've been holding for a year for me. Now, say the next year you say you're going to put it and you don't put it out. So now I got 2 years, $5,000. I never got back anything back that I could have sold to somebody else and got some more money. So you have to understand our position as producers, that it ain't that I want to give you a beat. It's like can't give you something I got a potentially great chance of selling that's gonna sit on the shelf. So you want me to just put $5,000 in the bank for you on a win? But that's how they think. And like, yeah, but I see your work ethic. And I tell cats all the time, you did. Woo, woo, woo. I said, man, first of all, you can't tell me who to give my favors to. You right, I did. No, I'm not doing that for you. No, I'm not. Why? I don't have to tell you why. You're not as good as him, or you don't work as hard as him, whatever the case may be. But that's why I'm quick. I'm very blunt and bold. I'm one of those. People tell you, everybody who fuck with me, they tell you like, boy, that motherfucker hard to work with, boy, but he gonna get it done. That motherfucker, yeah. I'm puffy in that motherfucker. Yeah. I'm making niggas walk for cheesecake. Yeah.
Yeah, man. You gotta realize, man, it's a business.
Yeah,
it's a business. That's what separates people that's really doing some shit versus people that's not.
Yeah.
And people that's not, they won't ever get it. Like that. Once you it's almost like when you become an artist, a DJ, or a producer, some people consider that an independent contractor. And they could pay you for a gig and say, okay, you go work such and such a date, or they call me for a beat, or say I want to use this for a project. And there's sometimes I may not, I'm not gonna get into it, but I may have an artist that is established. They are releasing projects, and we come to some kind of mutual agreement. Okay, we're gonna do this album and split it 50-50. And I'm gonna supply the beats, you supply the verses. Let's release this as a joint project. And I'm cool working that way, but I'm never cool just giving somebody some shit. And, nah, man.
Yeah, nah, bro. I mean, that's what they think, man. Like, yeah, and then, but you don't want to rap for free. You want to charge somebody for a verse. Yeah, come on, man. Nah, it just don't work like that. But that's the kind of game that we live in. I just, I always tell cats, first of all, if I can't teach you something along the way, I can't work with you.
Yeah.
It's not just about music with me. It is, but having you around me and in my area or around my circle, because especially if you want me to work with you, like because I love that. I mean, I'm gonna take nothing and make it into something if we really working. But we got to be really working. I can't be the only one working, and that's just it, And if I got to be the only one working, then hey man, I might would get it by myself.
Get it by myself.
Scrap it, D. Yeah, it's always fun, man. But some people take the fun out of everything. I mean, we can talk about rappers getting killed, and it's just. I mean, you don't stop. You definitely don't stop. And that's why I was like, you don't have to, deal with rappers if that's what you want. I tell people like, look, man, it's music everywhere. Music is everywhere. If you make music, like, did you get on the elevator? Did you hear? It's music everywhere. Somebody's paying to have that music played on that elevator. That ain't free, man. That's Sirius XM. That's something that they paying to have that music streamed on that elevator. It's not for free. Every music everywhere, whether that's what I'm telling you, when you sell your stuff, you license your shit to these folks, license your shit to these people. Yeah, you just make tracks and get in there. And I'm starting to learn there's a whole lot of different lanes in which there is to get money because music is playing, whether it's on a website, whether it's in a game.
Get royalties off of YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. So now you got to start trying to figure out, oh, okay. And I always tell people, like, don't just, do you love music or do you just love rapping? Because if you just love rapping, that's a different. Okay, well then you setting yourself up for one lane. You got one lane in the game that's got 10, 20 lanes actually on the cool. You only gonna you want that. It's only one job you want in here. You don't, but that's what they want.
Niggas taking pictures in the studio, but we never hit a verses.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, real shit though. I mean, it's just I don't know. And then niggas just want to be seen. It's attention. It's attention. It really is, man. It's attention. As much as, and I know it because I love it too. I wouldn't be a DJ out here doing it. If I didn't, it's an adrenaline rush you can't imagine. But again, I'm not paying $300 to go stand in front of somebody to DJ for 10 minutes, and throw money up and say, look at me. I ain't never did that. I ain't never paid to go DJ, even when I was in high school. So I say that to say, like, if that's the approach that you taking, then your business, what you call not your work ethic, but your business plan is really not in place if that's how you promoting yourself. Well, I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna, it's, like you said, let your track sell for themselves. Music, if it's good, man, we got on the radio back then. I've been on the radio. I've never paid to get on the radio ever. K104, 97.9, never paid to get on the radio. Just running that back with Nippy Jones and the Title Night Show. Yeah, just going down. Just knew Nippy from my partner Jay Chill. He man, give me Nippy number. Hey, come bring it by quick. I go down to the station. He take it. Hey, next couple of days, I know somebody tell me, hey man, y'all on the radio. What? Yeah, I was like, man, I just told him I ain't even released it yet. But he was just like, we're gonna get a snippet tonight, man. He quick and drop some, and we just, connections though. I was cool with these people. You know what I mean? I've went to events where I've seen them and met them, and leave an impression. Hopefully not a bad, impression. But sometimes I leave bad impressions on people too. But the bad impression it can always be made up for. Man, take a step out and say, man, I was my bad. I was in the wrong place that night or whatever. But Yeah, because I done got my big mouth got a lot of trouble too, though. So I can't lie.
Man. And yeah, man, it's like, I think back younger days, and when I would say probably before I hit 30, I was one of those guys that would crave the attention online. I would pose. We go to clubs drinking, post pictures. Everybody have a drink in their hand. Just trying to get attention.
Yeah.
And over time, that kind of just faded, and I'm just like, if I'm not getting paid off of it, it doesn't matter that much to me.
Right, right. Who am I doing this for?
Yeah.
I mean, to show people that I'm at the club, the people who matters to you are here at the club with you, right?
Yeah.
But now if somebody else, if they think I'm a celebrity, they want to take pictures and post them of me at the club having a good time or doing what, that's fine. But I'm not, somebody want, hey, can I take a picture with you? That's fine. I'm not that social, and I do it because sometimes, hey man, people want to know you had, some of your people that didn't get to see go with you. You do want to post for them, but you start realizing, like you said, now it's for a different reason than back then. It was just for attention. Now, my cousin wanted to see me at the club. I told my cousin, man, take a picture. Let me see what it looked like. I take that kind of picture, but I'm not in here taking pictures with stacks of money. But I got pictures like that from back in the day. So I tell you, like these youngsters, like I'm not gonna be a hypocrite, really, because I am a real street dude. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. These youngsters, I can't tell you don't tote guns and don't sell drugs. I can't tell you that. When I'm like, Ho did that. So hopefully you don't have to go through that. And I can tell you about it. But get it how you live. Do you understand the consequences that come with that? That's all that you need to be aware of. And some cats like, yeah, and they want to go jail and they rah. Man, I ain't never like being a drug dealer and doing, I ain't never like that. I just like money. You know what I'm saying? I don't like, I don't not, yeah, we destroying our own community. When you start realizing that and doing what you're doing, whether, and I knew it then, I still was doing it. So they gonna get rich and I'm not? Yeah, you gonna get money? No, I'm gonna get some of this money. Yeah, and dead or in jail is where you end up, and I ended up in jail. So what? But I'm a better me for it. Hopefully, whatever you're doing, that's why I tell the youngsters, whatever you're doing, it's your story. Be a better you because of whatever you're doing. Don't, a lot of cats get caught up in the game. Same thing with the rap and the music. You get caught up in the glitz and the glamour, like we saying, we want to take pictures and do it for the gram. And then, man, ain't no money behind that.
None.
Ain't no money behind that. So that's where we'll get confused and get lost, is getting lost in the game, whether, like I said, it's the rap game, the music, the dope game, whatever it is, the pimping game, whatever. When your mind should stay, the focus is always money, because the only thing that I want to have fun or do in life is have fun, enjoy my family and my friends. Everything else is just to be played, whether it's to get money or whatever, to eat, it's just a game. You ain't gonna, get on the right side of it. Yeah, and I tell people, you need more allies than you need enemies, man. Nobody wants to help anybody do it. Yeah, okay. Well, don't be nobody's friend then. When it's time to go to war, I hope you got enough soldiers. See, I got enough soldiers, but now I got enough soldiers. I got Dee Dot. He got a few soldiers. He gonna lend me, And then I got KB. He got a few soldiers. He gonna lend me, because I got friends that want to see me survive and want to see me stay on top, and they not gonna let one family come in between that who don't have no soldiers. And I'm like, Pac, I ain't shooting at no blind soldiers, man. I don't, I'm not gonna go to war with nobody who, you don't have enough soldiers. I mean, I get it, man. If anything happened to me, if you did anything to me, I don't know how your family would sleep. I mean, that's, it's one of those situations. Like, so I'm not, I understand consequences now. And when you're young, you don't. Then that's you don't. I want to live to make music. Now, what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, I'm still good. I still got it. I'm out here DJing. Like, you gonna be DJing, man. Look, I'm gonna be DJing as long as I can stand up and move these hands, and DJing exists. Because that's what I do. Yeah, I don't have to stop. Yeah, whatever genre it is. And I done played for some ballroom joints and hard rock joints, whatever it is. It's music, man. Go and have a good time. Make sure people have a good time. And that's really what I've always been about. I guess is what, and it comes out, in what I do, and that's having fun with the music. It comes out of the music that you having fun, or, and, I was letting somebody listen to some tracks I did last year, and they was like, wow, bro, boy, this music sounds like something, like, yeah, like you going through something? Like, yeah, I really kind of am. It's like, damn, my track sound like that. Like, yeah, bro. I was like, wow. So just people hearing some music that I was working on when I was going through some of the period of my time, like, wow, just out the tracks, no beats, no, I mean, no lyrics, no nothing, just tracks I did. It's like, boy, yeah, these sound like, yeah, you got some deep ones in here. I was like, oh, okay. And music is a mood, and that's, at least for me it is, depending upon mood I'm in, certain things come out and it just, oh man, me and Big B's got a song. Big B, his mom had passed away, and I took an Ed Sheeran sample. I was weird something about it's off the Lord of the Rings. I think the last one. I took a sample of something anyway. It's about he asked about if we die tonight, we should all die together. And his mom just passed. We was all gonna like I was just going through something. But the sample, it's not even part of the hook of his song, but I just took a piece of the lyrics that made it the hook. And it just worked. It was like, if we all die tonight, we should all die together. I'm like, no, I don't want to leave anybody behind. Let's just have a glass of wine, and then this is it. The last hurrah for everybody, because nobody wants to go through this and keep doing this by themselves. And the older we get, the more people we lose, and you start realizing what's more important. I tell people on job all the time, even when I was at Alabama, man, if I need to take off, I'm Larry gonna take off. I don't. Yeah, if it costs me my job, I'll take off. I've been where it stuff don't matter to me. Nothing matters more than my time and money. Nobody will dictate that ever again. Since prison taught me that, yeah, nobody. My family, I got this guy gonna make a way for me. And he's proven that again over and over again for me. So my belief system's a little stronger than other people. And I gotta told people when I came home, you gotta have a good support system. When we talked about a team, now you kind of run by yourself. You gotta have a solid team. And that's why you have more allies and enemies. Some of your friends that you deal with, they're going to pass away. So you're not going to have some of those homies, but you still need to have allies and people and other connections that you can reach out and rely on, in your circle. People like, you keep your circle small. Yeah, you should keep your circle small. You're absolutely right. But you ain't going to be able to eat because it's a big old world. And you just one that little dot. They're going to close in on your circle. Yeah, yep. What they going to do when they close in, when the rest of the world close in on your circle? Yeah, who you gonna turn to then? Yeah, you wish some people was in your circle. Yeah, because the outside circle gonna eat you alive. It happens every time. Yeah, you can't, and that's what we do as artists. That sometimes, as DJs, artists, produce, man, we put everything out there with this music. We leave it all on the table and let other people judge us for whatever reason. I had to tell a guy the other day, man, you think I should quit quick? I'm like, why the hell would you do that? I said, I'm older than you. I'm still going. What you talking? Why would you do that? Do you still like doing it? Yeah. Okay, we'll keep doing it. Are you doing it for them or you doing it for you? I do it for me. If nobody didn't buy a beat or nothing, this and that, if nobody paid me to become DJ, I still got equipment. I go in here and DJ for myself, make a mixtape, and yeah, I still do it. I may not do it as much, but as long as I'm getting paid, I'm for sure gonna do it. Yep. But if you ever, if you ever, and that's why I would say, but if you ever want to get paid, then you need to reconsider how you're doing it. If the question is asking, do I ever think you're gonna get paid? And to my answer to some of these cats be like, if you keep doing it that way, no. It's the reality of it. And I'll just be honest with you now. Nobody's probably never gonna buy that.
Yeah, man. Man, where can our viewers and listeners, find you locally to connect for gigs and any type of events?
Man, I'm at Coach's Box every Friday. I'm finna get ready to go to Coach's Box right now. It's in Duncanville. The Coach's Box, 705 Oreo Drive, I believe. Yeah, I'm there every Friday night, 5 o'clock. I get there at about 10 o'clock. We hanging out. Shots on me, shots on Coach. We just turn up, come sit down, have some good food. I'm just in there vibing. A few people come hang out. Sometimes we got parties going on. Sometimes we just hanging out playing dominoes. So it's just a Friday night. Just a good vibe. And people know me. If you come through, I'm gonna set it off. If we want to set it off, I'm ready.
And give your Instagram handle as well.
Tie-Dye Boss, man. On Instagram, Twitter too. I'm trying to get back on Twitter. I'm always on there. I just never post shit on there. I'm just nosy shit in other people's business. But follow me at Tie-Dye Boss. TIGHTEYEDBOSS. That's on everything, really. That's gonna be my new handle. Well, it's not my new handles, but yeah. Don't follow me on Facebook. Don't worry about that one.
And you can follow me on Instagram at D._major music. Same thing on TikTok. On Twitter, it's D.MME. And I'm on Facebook. I'm trying to pick that up as well. But I'm kind of more focused on the other platforms. Well, I get more traction on the other platforms, but I
Yeah.
realize there are a few people that support me on Facebook, so I try to post there every once in a while. But yeah, you can find new episodes of the Major Music Lounge podcast not only here on YouTube but also all podcast streaming platforms. And want to thank Mr. Quickness
Man, I
for
appreciate it.
appearing on the Major Music Lounge podcast. Definitely glad to have you on here, man.
Yeah, good, man. We're gonna have to get in the lab and cook up something together soon, man.
Yeah, man. Definitely get at me, man. And like whether it's in the lab or doing another interview, we're gonna have to do one, man, at some point soon. Face to face, man, in person. So
yeah. I'm gonna come hang out with you, man.
yeah, man, definitely, man. This has been another episode of the Major Music Lounge podcast. It's your boy Dee Dot with Mr. Quickness, and we are out.
Never content about the progress. Ride on the highway, watch the sunset. Allergic to a hater, don't need no stress. Go hard or go home, I'm giving no less. Never content about the progress. Ride on the highway, watch the sunset. Allergic to a hater, don't need no stress. Go hard or go home.